Aloha, and welcome to today's episode of Mystimon Saga, The Hidden Archives. Where are the archives? They're still hidden, we don't know. We don't know where they are. You need to stop asking, please. I think that's the point. They have to be hidden. But I digress. When we last left our investigators, you guys had traveled to Atlantia and met up with Kia once again. And in the midst of investigating the possible possession of a necrospirit on a little girl, you met up with the mysterious red-haired witch herself, Luna Astoria. As you now know her, Eira's mother.
Dun,
Why?
dun, dun.
Thank you, Felix.
Sure, anytime.
And you found one of Luna's little witch totems, which is basically a tripod of sticks with a skull on top. And this was part of a ritual that Luna was attempting to cast. Only she lost control. She was attempting to cast this ritual to unbind these necrospirits from her. And she lost control. And now these necrospirits are possessing people and doing unspeakable acts, as Kia actually discovered herself. Kia, at the end, you had a little bit of an out-of-body experience, as you suddenly felt yourself kind of out of body and in someone else's body, looking down at your hands, and you had a knife in your hands and you were stabbing someone. And then you were right back in your own body. And before that, just before that, Luna had warned you that the spirit that attached itself to the others, to Bifrost, Felix, Tira, etc., it had attached itself to you now. So whatever they're a part of, you are now a part of.
Well, welcome to the club.
I hate it when it happens.
Heard of it, but haven't experienced it yet.
Actually, I believe you did. I believe you did, actually, Tira.
And just don't recall it.
Yeah, you just don't recall it. Just... Were
One
we
of
streaming
those
that one?
particularly bad days.
No, we weren't streaming that one. So that is where we pick up. As you are hearing screams from in the town. This town that Kia has called home for a long time. You are hearing blood-curdling screams. What do you do?
Go the opposite direction.
That's usually the direction you should be going, but adventurers usually go towards it.
Hey, Tira, where are you going?
I left my notebook on the ship.
Yeah, well, Carol head towards the screaming.
Well,
See,
don't
that's what
take too long getting it.
That's what investigators.
We're gonna
should
find
be
out what
doing.
that screaming was.
And Kia and Felix are doing what investigators should be doing. Tira seemed to have forgotten she's an investigator.
Yeah, speaking of investigator, I gotta need my notebook. Yeah, it's
And
just,
less than 15
Less than a minute.
minutes in, the party has split up.
yep, split the party.
I'd like to note for the record, it wasn't me who split the party. The party split itself.
Absolutely.
For the record. And this is going to be recorded on YouTube for until the end of time or until the end of YouTube servers.
Let it be known, Seth doesn't always split up the party himself.
Yeah, I try not to. Usually it's you guys who split yourselves up. I make it a point not to split the party. But if the party decides to split itself, there's nothing I can do about that.
Well, she's happening is going through her pack is up. Oh, it's right here. Turn it back around. Damn it.
And thus the party was reunited.
Good.
Alright. The initial encounter of the day has been solved. So, what was the screaming?
Felix and Kia, you headed towards the screaming as Tira finally realized, oh wait, the notebook's right here. And then Tira finally turns towards the screaming, maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe like a particular angle, maybe. Not directly to it.
If Tira's afraid of there being a Mystimon or something over there, or a Necro Spirit to fight, not exactly. You guys arrive to find the body of a man brutally stabbed to death numerous times.
Oh good, it wasn't me.
And over to the side, you see the uncle of the girl who was possessed, and then seemingly not anymore. You see the uncle with blood on his hands.
Let me guess. A ghost made me do it.
Do you approach him at all?
Or unless he was telling that damn dad joke, tell the tomato to the little tomato, is that roll lagging behind, just smashed it.
Oh my
Says
God.
catch up.
Oh my God. He's just standing there looking down at his bloody hands.
That looks like blood. What do you think? It sure ain't ketchup.
Kia, what do you think?
Um. Uh. So there's the girl who was possessed. There's the uncle, and who else is in? Was
girl
there like the
was
victim?
possessed.
Or?
The girl was possessed. It seemingly left her. And now the uncle is standing here with blood on his hands. After having stabbed this other guy, it looks like. Numerous times.
I need to take a brief break. I've been asked to solve something here at the house.
Okay.
Um. Yeah. Do I know these people at all?
Yeah, you've known them for a little while.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll. I mean, if no else, I'll head up and ask. What happened here?
He just says, I stabbed him. Why? Why did I stab him? What have I done?
Do you remember doing it?
Sort of. In bits and pieces, flashes. It almost felt like I wasn't even myself. It was like I was watching myself do something that I wasn't myself doing. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
To be clear, just to be clear, man, I was seeing things through her eyes, right? And
No, his
No?
eyes.
Oh, his eyes. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. That's what was confusing me.
Yeah.
Um. uh, um. Yeah. So we have reason to think that you were possessed briefly. By an entity or entities that have been causing trouble in town.
Are you telling me that the gods maybe do this?
No, more like just sort of. What are necro? There's like sort of kind of devil creatures, kind of devil ghost things, right?
Yeah.
What I had.
Yeah, necrospirits are basically like demons. They are practically demons.
Cool. So yeah. No, not gods. More like a demon.
The devil made me do it?
Just like just an evil spirit. Like, it's not. No deities of any color were involved, as far as I'm aware.
Make me a religion check. I see Felix is back. So you do have story points that you can spend. You have 1 story point.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spend it on this.
And Felix is not trained in religion. Tara, do you want to try?
Religion, huh? I guess.
Where is Bifrost when you need him?
He went off in the woods somewhere. Probably got
Well, I mean,
swallowed by a black dragon.
yeah, I mean, Kia is trained in it, and she just rolled poorly, so Kia doesn't exactly know that much about Necro's spirits. She knows whatever Bifrost told her. And you do believe that Bifrost told you that Necro spirits are like messengers to other beings from another plane called the Void.
Sure, but I also know that these necrospirits are here because of a witch's fucked up ritual rather than any sort of grander
Yeah.
meaning.
Yeah.
Speak of the witch, where is she?
The witch is off looking into something else. You think she went towards the house that the girl lives in, the girl's house.
Okay, I'm going to look over there.
So you're going to go look for the witch. You're going to go look for Luna.
Yep, go look for Luna, the moon, and
So you find Luna and kind of looking over the remains of her totem. And she says,
is that the same tone I kicked?
yeah. And she says, you know, strangely enough, I do not remember actually placing this one. I would not ever place a totem in or near someone else's house.
Or straight it open like that?
I made it a point to place my totems in the woods or in the wild because I didn't want other people involved. You have to understand, I didn't want other people involved, especially my daughter.
Well, apparently it looks like someone or something is messing with you real hardcore.
Perhaps. Make me
Unless,
a perception check. Make me a perception check.
Decently, but still.
You notice the look on her face. It's almost like she has a thought of who it could be. And then she stands up and she looks at you and she says, "So, what of the screams that I heard? What happened?"
The uncle of this kid seemed to have been possessed and killed another man.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Well, apparently that someone had a glimpse of it, then it happened.
If you're talking about your new friend, I did sense that the same spirit that had attached itself to you has now attached itself to her. So, like it or not, your new friend has been made involved.
So what's the good news?
The good news is, well, I don't have any good news yet. I think we need more clues. Because I didn't place this one. That means someone or something could be tapping into my ritual, which is incredibly dangerous.
Well, let's find out.
Let's proceed. And she motions for you to lead her out of the house.
Alright, we head to the house where the murder happened.
That sounds like a fine idea.
Might find some clues, maybe an ideal.
Maybe. So back with Kia and Felix.
Yes.
What are you two doing?
I think it would be wise to examine the deceased.
That would be wise. Let's see. What skill would work for that? How about you make a medicine check?
Yep, body is dead.
I'll go for it.
Does Kia have anything better? Kia does. She's
She's trained.
She is actually trained. And so, Kia, you examine the body after Felix stumbles and is like, "Yep, he's dead." Basically stating the obvious. And you're like, "Thank you, Captain Obvious."
Yeah, he's not breathing. Blood's not spurting, so yeah, he's dead.
So, Kia, from your count, he's been stabbed 63 times. And
63?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, this is pretty much a critical success. So that's how you were somehow able to come up with this really exact count of how many times he was stabbed. Which immediately tells you there was real rage involved with this.
Yeah. So, I'll say to man, Has there been any sort of bad blood between you two recently? Like, and like, a fight and like that.
He says he and I, we got along. The only thing we had issue about was he was hitting on my girlfriend.
Physically or
I'm trying to seduce her.
oh, that hitting. Okay.
Astoria is not there right now.
Nah, yes, no.
Astoria is walking over with Luna right now. Going to take a few minutes.
Very nosy. Very, very nosy.
But I can tell this, that's not ketchup.
Thank you, Captain Obvious 2.0.
So, 63 counts, you say.
Yeah.
Is there generally a pattern to that? If someone stabbed at someone that many times?
Yeah, what it told Key is this was real rage. So
No,
Kia,
like, decorative design, just, like, angry.
yeah, angry. So Kia, what do you make of this? What do you think?
Not really sure, to be honest. It seems random, and yeah, as I don't really have much takeaway. Like,
I have a question real quick. Does Necklace Spirit cling on to people with deep, severe negative emotions? Take advantage of that?
That is something you could make a check about if you were there. Tira, you're not in the scene yet. Wait, please.
I'm not there yet.
Not there yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
You're like the kid in the back. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
I thought we were there already. So,
No, it's going to take you a couple of minutes at least.
This is the downside of splitting up the party.
Yes. Anyways. So Kia has given her takeaway. Kia's given her analysis. Felix, what do you think?
Well, I'd like to know if anyone is aware of who the deceased is.
Yeah,
So- I'll ask, what is it, just the uncle?
the uncle is here. There's also several people crowded around you. And there's also guards who are kind of... Magic guard who are kind of like, back up, give him some space. And yeah, the Magic guard has now arrived on the scene, and they're looking about ready to arrest him. So you probably should ask your questions now.
Yes. So, do we know who the dead person is? Felix is asking.
So you ask him, and he looks up. He was my boss. He was my employer. I do yard work for a living, and he was my employer.
Okay. Did he have problems getting along with others? Was there anybody you can think of that would want him dead?
Not really. Like I said, I did this, but I don't know. I mean, look, it's obvious I did this, but why?
Do you not remember doing this? It just happened.
It in bits and pieces and flashes, like it was. I can't explain it. It was almost like I wasn't in control of my own body. Like I wasn't in control of my own hands.
Alright, well...
Tira has now arrived on the scene.
So, what's the verdict? And while we were walking there, I'm asking I'm asking Luna, well, like another witch that you might not see eye to eye that's fucking with you? Could be fucking with you?
Not that I know of. And make me a perception check. Yeah, there's something on her mind. You can tell.
Well, because that question I asked is kind of like, or she's hiding something that she don't want nobody to know.
And she then says, "Do you know where my daughter has run off to?"
Well, that's where Bifrost went after her, somewhere in the woods.
It should be easy enough to just figure out as I reach for my comm stone and see if I can get a hold of Eira.
Or any one of the three.
As long as somebody is with her, and as long as she is far away from here.
I can only guarantee the former. Personally.
Most likely Bifrost with that girl, Quiet, is with her.
Yes. But I think that not even Koi would be able to stop my daughter from doing something she knows isn't right. There is a reason I do not want my daughter involved in any of this. Frankly, I don't like that she came with you here. Do you bring her along on your little adventures frequently?
Usually she just follows us of her own accord.
Yeah, most likely till after the fact that we're already there. And like, what the hell? Because sometimes they stole away. It just got to the point like she don't want to stay back at the ranch or stay back at the academy.
Ranch, you say? What kind of ranch?
A Bytor Ranch.
I forget the name of it.
It's
It's got
Fox Hollow Ranch.
it's Foxhole. It's that weird place.
How weird, you say?
Moderate to severe weird.
Weird lights in the sky. Some weird wolf you can't hurt.
And Luna looks at Kia. Do you have thoughts?
On this, necrospirits aren't my area of expertise.
As she looks around, as the uncle is being taken into custody by the Magi Guard. And the Magi Guard are also cornering off the crime scene, so to speak. She looks back at you, Kia. Did you see what happened? Perhaps?
Yes.
Describe it.
I saw a vision, and I was seeing things presumably from his perspective. He picked up a knife, and basically, think I only saw the first stab, but and then I was back in my body.
This one is very curious. She looks at Felix and Tira. As you might have discerned over the past while, as this spirit has attached itself to you, it tends to show you things that have been. Or at least glimpses, or bits and pieces. This is the first time I'm aware of. This type of spirit would show you something as it happened. There are clues within the visions. Keep that in mind.
Can you recall any details?
Tira, you're kind of broken up there.
Do you remember any details?
Can I
Yeah, that's what I asked.
roll something to see if Kira noticed anything?
Sure. Make me a perception check. We'll go with that. 22. So, You're trying to think back on the vision and trying to pick out anything you might have missed, right?
Yep.
And you close your eyes and you try to think back on what you saw. And you believe that you saw a reflection. You saw like a reflection in a mirror for just a brief moment. And looked like it was a reflection of the uncle's face. Ben, we'll call him. And the look in his face, it was very, very, very brief. The look seemed almost distant. Like he was there, but not there at the same time, if that makes sense.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, so... I can't say I noticed much. It was the first time I've had any experience like that. The only thing I'd note was Ben seemed distant. Like, it was... Got that in a reflection. That's about it.
That kind of distant look. You've seen it before. With the little girl. He was possessed for a brief moment. For just a brief moment. Or at least, it had control of him for a brief moment.
Can you backtrace or like go back to that window, trace back the steps, and turn around what you remember in that vision, and back and see what happened from there, and try to recall, look around while you're doing that. It might give us extra additional clues.
I think Kia would only be able to pick out that much detail under hypnosis, which is not in my toolbox, I'm afraid.
Hypnosis isn't really my thing either.
Nope.
Guess we'll just have to push forward with more traditional means.
I mean, you have to remember that the human memory can be a little unreliable, and sometimes it will also fill in the gaps with random things. Sometimes you'll remember things that weren't actually there. Sometimes you'll remember things that didn't actually happen. Or it will exaggerate. And hypnosis is one tool that can be used to kind of dig through the memory and really pick out what exactly happened. but there are other tools at your disposal. Right now, it seems the crime scene is being cornered off by the Magi Guard, so
So they pretty much already stepped on the evidence already.
you would have to talk to them to get access to the crime scene. You would have to talk to them to get access to the body. And
So the body's just on the floor still, right?
the
Not
body
yet
is being carefully put on a stretcher and moved out. Very carefully, very meticulous. They're doing what
No
they
chalk
can
line?
to. They're doing what they no chalk line.
It's not high profile enough to require chalk.
Actually, out of character, of course. The chalk line, they don't actually do that in real investigations. That's just something that was in the movies for a long time. They don't. They've never actually done that because it can contaminate the crime scene.
Nice to know.
Unfortunately, you didn't have the forethought to take pictures.
We only got enough memory for one picture, anyways.
Yeah, probably should have brought some extra crystals.
It happens.
Yeah, at least you'll know for next time. Bring extra crystals.
I could make some clone of Crystal.
Not those kinds of crystal.
Oh,
The inanimate object, not the person.
sorry. Was thinking something else. Not entirely awake, so yeah, need some coffee.
Get some coffee. Coffee
Or like a
important.
caffeine.
Coffee, very important. So, Kia, what do you think?
Keep that aside, I don't think anything's and much new information has come up. Like, it's like this is not Kia's particular wheelhouse and all this. Like, so yeah, seems pretty clear. Person was possessed, did a stabbing. And
In
that's
rage
about
mode?
that's about as much as Kia's put together.
Well, it's sometime later, the next day. You kind of stay over at an inn in town. Kia's kind of staying, Kia's at her place. And you hear some news that kind of disturbs you. You hear that Uncle Ben is using the defense that the demons made me do it.
Does everybody hear that?
Yeah, that's kind of the news that's been going around town.
The
And
demons that made him do it.
that's now the word all even all in the all around the inn that you're in right now. The word is spreading all over the place.
Sounds to me like we're the perfect experts for this particular incident. Or, you know what I mean.
Well, and the way I think about it is half truth. He was possessed, but I don't think it was a devil or a demon. It was something else.
Luna is here. You notice her just as Tira finishes saying that, and Luna says, "So you intend to prove that necrospirits are real?" Because you know that necrospirits is not really that's not really something that most people actually believe in. Most people don't believe necrospirits are real.
No, we simply intend to prove that this man didn't do it of his own volition.
Which
It was
would,
done against his own will.
which would, at the same time, prove that necrospirits are real.
I think we need to find by for us. Do some exercise on this guy. See what happens.
I mean, there are other ways to be controlled than just necrospirit.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
So we only have to go so far as to prove he was being controlled by something.
Yes, but I don't know of any spirit color Mystimon that are living in the woods nearby.
Well,
Well-
we'll see how things go.
Maybe Saivars has been in the area? I don't know. I don't think he was.
Well, kids should know. Because this is part of the woods. And if I remember right, she's a ranger. She should know what's around these parts.
Do you have any insight to offer on that?
Sure, make it a cultism check, because that's that's what would determine spirit color Mystimon. We'll take the first one.
Oh, it did roll. Sorry, it didn't show up the first time.
Yeah, we'll take the first one. So, you don't know of any spirit color Mystimon that are native to these parts, no. And you haven't heard any reports of where Saivars could possibly be. In fact, Cyclone and Saivars, which are the Dragon Lords of Soul and Mind, actually Mind and Soul, respectively, they haven't been seen in quite some time.
Yeah, well, similar. I can't say I've heard of any spirit callers being around.
At least not native to this area.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not to say there isn't, but There isn't one around, but there hasn't been any encounters as far as I know.
All right.
Luna says, from my experience, to prove that he was controlled by something else, you would first have to prove what controlled him.
Can we check that one house then? See what possibly would cause him, or his house?
All right.
That's the building that was being cornered off, because it's the crime scene.
Well, if we won't mess with the crime scene itself, we gotta check around the house.
Okay, so you can check around the outside, but to get inside, you would have to discuss that with the Magi Guard.
Or roll one of these.
Oh, you want to stealth inside. Not going to do it with that roll.
Not with that one.
That was cocked anyway, so you can re-roll it.
Or you could story point it. He's going to story point it.
Not much better.
Not much better. Yeah, Felix, as you try to...
But it is an adversarial roll, isn't it? Or no, not in this one. It's their perception DCs. Never mind.
Yeah, it's against the perception DC. So
okay.
Yeah.
No
I
digging
bet
my
their
way out
perception's
of
probably
this
pretty
hole
high.
with rules.
Yeah, as you tried to sneak in, you were caught by the guard, and they were not pleased. They were like, what do you think you were doing?
Did this happen before we got there, or after we got there?
You tell me, Felix.
Well, I heard there was somebody in need, and something happened, and rather than approach you for permission, I just took things upon me myself. But I've learned my lesson.
You've learned your lesson.
Now it's gonna make it harder for us to get in.
Okay, Felix, make me a deception check.
I thought I was being honest here.
Yeah, the guard's like, sure. Folk like you never learn your lessons. Move along.
Alright, and Felix walks away on his own. Silently wishing the rest of the party better luck than he had.
Well, I think their chance of succeeding just went down. The DC power went up because of it.
So,
do they believe that we're not together?
I don't know, do they?
Well, I'm going to simply... I don't know, because I didn't know Felix was going to do this, so I didn't know that he he snuck off on his own.
So, Kia, you were going to say something.
I was asked, do I know this guard at all? Or are they like...
Yeah, this is a small town. You know him. He's Raymond. That's his name, and yeah, you've seen him around. You don't know him too well, but you've seen him around.
Fair enough. Okay, so just looking at my social skills, and they're pretty much the only ones I don't have. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't see how I can particularly help here. Yeah, so it might be better for someone with more word good and
someone with better social skills.
diplomancy, as I believe it's called.
Diplomacy, yeah.
Nope, it's a type of magic.
Yep.
Diplomancy.
Yep.
Obviously, that's not one of your powers, Felix.
I mean, if I was needing to be diplomatic, that's one thing. But if I need to deceive somebody, that's where I fall short.
Yes. Yes, of course. You keep telling yourself that.
I'm trained in diplomacy.
Aloha?
Hi, Jackie.
Jackie!
Hey, just wanted to, I'm still not gonna be able to hop in, but, I come in and say hi.
Well, hi.
And also, yeah, Saber, the rock is indeed back.
Okay.
She had a little bit of a disconnect there.
Cyber.
Yeah.
What's
I
up?
said Saber, but I mean Cyber.
Okay.
Okay, then.
If the audience wants to know what she was talking about, check out the last stream. Yeah. Yeah, that was something that happened last stream. Out of character, I have to tell the story again. Out of character, way back in like season 2, I think it was something like that.
At that point,
we
I
had
don't. Go ahead.
We had a player. He was playing a character named Pardue, and Pardue literally had rocks for brains. He was really just dumb. And he he had some pet rocks that he was always talking to. He was talking to rocks. And one of them kind of became like the star of the show that he named Gunther. Yeah, just a little trip down memory lane. And so that's what she's talking about. Gunther is back.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anyone might be better at convincing him, I can make introductions. I've seen him around town, but I just
Yeah. You have no points in diplomacy, so you can't even
literally.
aid. You can't even aid.
Oh yeah, you have to roll to aid in this. Well, never mind then. I can be like, this is Jared. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make introductions, but they're on their own, so seems. Does Felix
Up
have the
to
better?
Tira.
Well,
I
I'm with the
left.
group. I did not
I
know.
left.
Really.
In the hopes that my mistake didn't affect the rest of the group.
okay. So the rest of it didn't affect the rest of the group. No.
Okay. Hell, I didn't even
In
know
fact,
that Felix did it.
it kind of made a distraction. In a way, it kind of gave a distraction. The guard was more focused on Felix, so you were kind of able to go take a look without the guard even noticing you were there.
Oh, okay. So we just walk in.
I mean, you said you were going to look around the house, not actually in the house.
Yeah, at first. Then we go up to the guard. So we can look inside. After we look around on the outside
Okay.
for
Alright.
any other clues.
You look around the house. First, we'll do that. Look around the outside of the house. Make me perception checks. Kia and Tira. 32 and 24. So as you look around the house, you know that Uncle Ben said that he did yard work. So you notice the lawn is really immaculate. It's really it's done well. It's the lawn's been cut well. The bushes have been trimmed really well, and that allows you to see that there are some tracks along the back of the house in the soil.
Do I recognize the track?
Not immediately, no.
Okay, I'm going to take a good look at the
Tira.
track.
Tell the difference between a person's footprints versus a creature's footprints.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
They are humanoid, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it is not your footprint, Felix. Well, I need to roll.
Well, you don't immediately recognize them, and you should immediately recognize them if they're mine, is my argument in favor of them not being mine.
Yes. Yes, you notice that you know that they're definitely humanoid and not half Draglin or Draglin.
Okay, just regular footprint.
Yeah. So you don't need a roll for that.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to trace it, see where it went.
These tracks seem to be along the back of the house, and the soil kind of. Make me a survival check. That was very close to a critical success. That was very
I
close to
know.
a 20.
Yeah, it was canted.
Yeah, what the hell? So, yeah, you don't really know. That you kind of lose track of them. But they're there along the back of the house. Kind of in front of a window.
Is it the same window that Ben was looking at before he got possessed?
No, that was on the front.
Okay, the tracks. They look like they came from the back and went down up front and went back.
Um, no, it kind of looks to you like they were pointing like towards the window. Like someone was looking in.
Could be. Looks like just. Oh wow. Is it possible that who was here when this happened? Who else was here? Is it Ben's tracks or someone else's? That seems awkward.
Not that you can immediately tell. Certainly not with a 19.
Could he have pointed out the tracks to me that I could give it a go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could point them out. Well, I mean, when I was looking at it, I was pointing out, you know what kind of tracks are these? Are these humans or there's something else?
So 25 is much better. And they're definitely humanoid. You can't. They were wearing shoes, so you can't really tell whether they were human or whatnot. They seem slender in a way, so you think they belong to a female. But again, you can't really be sure. And it definitely seems like someone was there looking into the window.
How fresh are these tracks?
Kia, from what you can tell, you believe these tracks are actually very recent.
Hour to 24?
About a few hours recent.
Is there enough of a track here to try to like, well, track them? Do you think, or
You wouldn't be able to track them, no.
well, there was someone else here, which might make a bit of sense.
Well, we could ask Luna if she was here last night or earlier.
Do we maybe want to rally with the group and see if we just make sure we've kind of got all our cards on the table?
Sure. That's probably what you should do.
So yeah, I think I doubt we'll find anything else of particular note out here. So let's go see the others.
So you go meet back up with Felix and Luna. And of course you first ask Luna if she was near the house at any point in the last few hours, and she shakes her head no.
Yeah, just looks like feminine footprints you just found.
Curious.
You guys have any
So-
success getting inside?
Well, I thought we'd best sort of just kind of get. Let's figure out what we know so far. So,
Okay.
so pretty sure the guy was possessed. Uh, maybe by a necrospirit, probably, but maybe whoever was outside the window. What we know is there was another witness, at least. Uh, the There was a weird totem, right, that you found.
Yes, in the house next door.
Wasn't
Where
next
the
door.
little-
It was.
was it?
It was a little ways away, close to
Okay.
the edge of the forest.
Thanks
Could
for the
that be
correction.
connected? I look to Luna, who's kind of the resident expert on totems and spirits.
It certainly could. Tell me, you did an exorcism on the child, right?
Yes.
Or at least your robotic friend did.
Yeah, we did, because I got a big old shiner.
Figured this was a collective you rather than a specific you, so
Yeah. And do you recall if this Uncle Ben said anything during the exorcism?
I don't recall that he was there.
You do know that he was there.
Oh, okay.
Do we
I
recall
probably
they
don't rec-
said anything?
Do I have to make a roll?
Just make a wisdom check. Or intelligence check. Just make an intelligence check.
Well, I don't recall what he said anyways, if it said anything. Because I got a
Felix,
boot
you
to the
can roll.
face.
Everyone can roll. Everyone's there, so. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Is it just a straight intelligence check, was it?
Yes. Yes.
I think Tyra probably wouldn't even remember because only thing she can recall is that she had a boot to the face. And she's got that shiner where the footprint is on her face right now. So.
Yeah.
So do
Well-
I recall anything more?
So both Kia and Felix, you do remember that yes, he was there, and you remember him saying, "Leave her alone, take me." And when you recount that to Luna, she snaps her fingers and says, "That's it right there."
So he invited
That's
it.
the
Willing
missing
host.
piece. That's the missing piece.
So he invited it.
Yes, exactly.
So if we do the exorcist on him and make sure that no one's around that would say anything like that,
We might actually get rid of it.
Possibly, but I feel that there must be something else that we're missing. Because, like I said, like I told Tira, I did not place that totem at the house. I would not do that. My totems, I placed specifically in the woods because I didn't want to get anyone else involved. I particularly didn't want to get children involved. I am a mother, you know. So it does affect me that this child was affected by this.
Any of you told might be nearby in this area that's out in the woods?
Yes, I have a totem nearby. In the woods.
Is it still there?
You know, we should go check on that. Because didn't you say
Sounds
my
good.
daughter had gone in the woods?
Yeah. Let's hope they're not in that area.
We should go check on that totem.
Well, here we go.
So,
is it at all strange that when the spirit was possessing the child, it was just, kind of, mouthing off, and then as soon as, like, the second it gets an adult to possess, it, like, brutally murders someone?
you know what? Make me an occultism check.
Was this a question asked out loud?
Maybe she was musing. Actually, no, it was very much at last out loud. Oh, nat 20.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
So, Kia, with your natural 20, here's what you know. And this is probably going to give you a clue. What you know is that Necro spirits, any kind of possession, they can only really, and this is something that you've heard from around from other people who have spoken about Necro spirits. You know that Necro spirits can only really they can't make the person do something that is completely out of their inhibitions. That is completely against anything they would normally do. And a child is not going to kill someone. A child is going to act out, right? But if it possesses an adult who already has these thoughts, who is already has these feelings of, say, anger towards this other person, that's what they can control.
Okay, so it's not to say that he ever would have murdered the guy. It's just that he had might have had like the dark impulse to do violence, and the spirit was able to exacerbate that.
Yes, because he did say that he was the victim was hitting on his girlfriend, and that would make anyone angry.
Yep.
So the anger was there. The anger was there, and that's what the Necro Spirit took advantage of.
That's why I did ask earlier too. Would the Necro Spirit take advantage of someone's dark agendas?
Seems yes.
Okay.
Well, off to the woods. Alright, follow the old brick road.
So, following Luna.
Highly doubt there's a road involved.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm just seeing things.
Following Luna, she takes you deep into the woods, and it's pretty deep. It's like 30 minutes into the woods. Until she stops at a small clearing. And you see only the marks in the soil where something was.
How big was this totem?
It was kind of small. Smallish.
Is it the same size I kicked?
Yes. And she says, somebody moved it.
Yeah, it's not just Necklace Spirit that plays, someone that played.
Where
Who
did you say
finds-
my daughter was?
Off in the woods.
We didn't.
We didn't
I
exactly
couldn't
know.
get a hold of her.
Try calling her again.
Sure thing. As Felix makes an attempt to call her again.
And this time, Koi picks up, and she says, "Hi, is this thing on? What is this thing?"
Yes, it's on.
Hi!
Where's your other half?
Snowy?
No, the other half. Yes.
Snowy's right here. And she motions the Comstone around, and you can see they're at some pond. And Bifrost is there, seemingly trying to talk to her.
Where's Ira?
Eira is there trying to talk to... Bifrost is there trying to talk to Eira.
Does here have a name, Koali?
It's a pond.
They're at a pond. Hey, Kia, you know anywhere that's have a pond?
Palm meets face.
Do I know a sort of pond in walking distance?
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
happen to know where the pond at. There's
Yeah, you
a pond
know of
in there.
one. You know of one that's within walking distance, yeah.
Yeah, I can show you where they probably are.
We need to head over there.
Bro, at least she knows what a pond is.
Yeah.
Face bomb at Kauai. Yeah, understandable. That's the reason I immediately asked kids if you know there ain't a pond nearby. Probably be quicker.
Probably because Koi doesn't really pay attention to that sort of thing. So, Kia, they follow you now towards the only pond that you know of within walking distance. And that's where you find them. And
Well,
Koi waves at you. Oh, hi!
Hello.
How'd you find us?
We meet again. We have an expert on the local geology. Local land.
Ah! Hi!
Hello.
Snowy's been like this since yesterday.
Like what?
And you look at Eira, and she's Just sitting there at the edge of the pond, just looking into the water. Luna kind of hangs back in the woods, kind of out of sight.
What's in that pond?
Eira looks up. Fish? I don't know.
I was talking to Kia. So, what you know what's generally in that pond? How big is that pond, anyways?
It's not too big. It's about 30 feet across.
Wow, that's a big pond.
Do you have any sort of notes on the pond, or is it just, as far as I'm aware, regular?
It's just a normal pond. It's been here for a long time. You
So,
come
so
by
nothing
here
to worry
probably
about?
sometimes and do some fishing, yeah.
Oh, there's fish. There's life in there. Okay.
Yeah. And Eira says, "Where did you leave my mother?"
Oh, she's hanging around somewhere.
You shouldn't
She
trust
was
her, you know.
worried about you.
Oh, right. Sure. She says sarcastically. You can tell she doesn't really believe at all that her mother was worried.
Yeah, I can see it. Distrust.
You shouldn't trust her. There's probably more to this than she is telling you.
Well,
Well,
remember or not, Ben invited that spirit. We didn't really exercise it. If we're going to do another exercise, we've got to make sure that no one's just around that's willing to invite anyone in there.
Well, I'm not going to
also,
be around, that's for sure.
also, on the subject of your mother, we've noticed one of her totems that was left in the woods was missing. Have you seen it, or have you seen any of them kicking around?
No.
Could I do a perception on that?
Sure. Sure, go ahead. She is definitely telling you the truth.
Okay. But I think she might be worried because someone with knowledge of matters like hers is seems to be messing around with her ritual and magics and the spirits, etc.
That's what she tells you.
And true, but it also makes sense that if she is happen to be telling the truth a bit, that there is someone else at play. It would be someone who may have something against your mother and would therefore more than happily attack you to get to her.
Well, if you don't want to believe it, yes or no, that's up to you.
You shouldn't believe her. You shouldn't believe anything she says.
I'm at the point I don't believe anyone. How's that?
What good has she done? At all? She cast that curse that put that spirit or whatever attached to you.
I'm not defending. I'm kind of new to all this. Is that not an angel? I don't get the feeling that if anyone could sort this out, you know, she'd probably be able to manage it. It's like blind animosity doesn't seem like it'll be the solution here.
Well, she said it herself. She doesn't want me involved.
True, but
She doesn't want you involved because, despite whatever it was that happened, she still loves you. You're still her daughter.
Make me a diplomacy check.
One I'm actually trained in.
25. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. All I know is she still won't say what happened to my father.
Well, maybe because she don't know, and she's trying to figure that out herself.
Maybe.
Maybe it was something terrible, and she feels like the knowledge would hurt you.
Be that as it may, my family problems has nothing to do with what you're dealing with now.
Fair. Which I guess is a good way to lead into why we wanted to stop by for a brief moment. Luna said that someone had tampered with one of her totems out here in the forest.
What about the totem in the house?
Well, with the wonderfully large grain of salt that is, she told us, she didn't put one in, didn't set any of the ones she's set up inside anyone's house.
She looks up at you. She says that she didn't set any totem up in anyone's house.
At least, not for this whole she's trying to rid herself of a curse thing. But yes.
Make me a perception check, Felix.
Are we starting combat?
No.
Okay. I am out of hero points.
Did I notice something?
You could go ahead and make a perception check, sure. So, Tira, you'd think for a brief moment, I almost said belief. You think for a brief moment there was a glimpse in her eyes of maybe she's telling the truth? Maybe? You think for a brief moment there was a little bit of hope that that her mother was telling the truth.
Well,
I'm going to keep this to myself.
Okay.
ammo for a later time, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were wondering if you knew anything about it being disturbed.
No, we've been here this whole time.
Okay. Well, we will try to get this resolved soon so that we don't have to stick around here any longer than necessary. Though, you definitely don't have to hang out if you don't want to.
I'll keep that in mind.
Is Iris dragging out?
Now, Eira didn't actually imprint Freslor as in she can summon Freslor anytime. Freslor doesn't live in the flow or anything like that. Freslor does fly around on its own accord. And Freslor's not here. Not from what you can tell.
Oh, I don't see Shredder.
Nope, you don't see it.
I just look at her quiet. I just tell her, make sure Iris not alone. And we walk back.
And she salutes you. Will do.
Of course. At least we know... At least we know she'll get the job done. Not a hard task for her.
Nope.
Well, she is a shadow, so yeah. Oh, since you gave that salute, now that's an order. Then we continue back.
Yep.
And we go back to the spot where the totem disappeared from, and we see if we might find any tracks around it or not, other than ours.
And as you do that, Tira, Luna catches up with you and she asks you, "How did my daughter seem to you?"
Like her usual self.
With an extra hint of depressed and upset that you're here, and dredging up of old grudges and that kind of stuff.
I see.
She mentioned that you're refusing to tell her what happened to her father.
I don't want to make her feel any worse than she already does.
Well, she feels awfully crummy right now.
She
Something
probably
for you to
blames
chew on.
She probably blames me. So you make it to the small clearing where you could definitely see that there are the 3 indentations in the soil where a totem would have been.
I just want to see if there's like any other footprints that have touched it.
Make a survival check.
Can I have a look around as well?
Sure.
I
Survival
don't admit
checks for everybody.
no better. Some, but it's only by better by 2 points.
You're as blind as a bat.
Maybe I didn't take my hood off.
Maybe. And Kia and Felix, you see this the same sort of tracks that you found at the house. You see them around where the indentations are, but you don't see them anywhere else. That's what's strange to you. The soil here is kind of muddy, like it's been raining. So it's just the sort of conditions that you would expect to find tracks. Like you could see the indentations of where the totem was, but you only see them around next to where the indentations are. You don't see them anywhere else.
Well, if our suspect lies, I would expect even less footprints than this. And if they were worried about their footprints, I would expect even less footprints than what's here. So, my wager would be on somebody who tends to teleport from place to place, taking care of business.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't rule out flying, but uh, definitely uh, could also be teleporting.
But there ain't no footprints around it?
I mean, there are footprints around it, but, like, they didn't come from anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They're just here.
How big are the footprints?
I mean, there's one right here. Take a look.
Okay. Go ahead, take a look then. Yeah, first I'm going to pull my hood back. Maybe I see better.
I assume Tira recognizes these footprints.
Yeah, she recognizes these tracks as being similar to what she found at the house.
Look like familiar footprints. That's at the house, guys.
And with that, let's take a short break. Very short.
Okay.
As you mull the possibilities.
I will return momentarily then. I am back.
Aloha.
Welcome back.
We're back.
They're here.
Already?
Quick, turn the TV off.
So, what do you think?
I don't want to think.
Well, unfortunately, you have to.
Oh,
And that's how they get you.
yeah, unfortunately, the smoke coming out my ears, so yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Kia, what do you think? Kia?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Aloha. What do you think, Kia,
About what, sorry?
about these tracks?
It's hard to say, really. Like, we've kind of covered the theory, but I suppose immediate question would be like, do they look like they could belong to Eira?
To Eira?
Eira, sorry, Eira.
No.
Okay.
And she
Um,
did seem she was telling the truth when she said that she and Koi were there at the pond the whole time.
True, but we're also
And
dealing
she
with
was
like
with Bifrost, so
immediately. But yeah, we're also dealing with someone who like deals with like mind control or possession and such. So yeah, it's worth double checking things.
The footprints. Did they almost look very familiar to Luna's footprints, or just want to get that out of the way?
So Luna will go ahead and just step right next to the track, just so you can compare. And it's definitely not hers. Her shoes are more like kind of dress shoes, and this one is nothing like that.
Something like more like boots.
No, it's not boots per se. It's more like normal shoes. Whereas her shoes is more like slippers or something like that. These are not slippers. Whoever this was not wearing slippers.
Well, if they're not wearing slippers, they're wearing shoes, so we can make some comparison if we ever find someone to look at her tracks. Who knows?
So it's certainly not Luna. It's not Eira.
And it's not me.
And it's not Koi either. Koi's been with Eira the whole time.
It could be mine, or Kia's.
Why don't you compare your tracks?
Alright, might as well.
What kind of shoes do you think Tira's wearing?
Clown shoes.
Oh yeah, big
Mind
fluffy
me.
shoes. Got the extra reach in case I want to kick you upside the head.
Full of
No.
lead for extra effect.
Yeah, you got bricks iron at the tip of it. Other than that, she's just wearing like low shoes, boots.
Okay.
She don't wear high heels because as ankle breaker. She's like, nope.
Okay. And what kind of shoes would Kia be wearing?
Probably just sensible boots, like for wilderness
All right.
travel.
So you compare your tracks, and it's definitely nothing like that.
Yeah, definitely none of ours. So if someone's around here that knows about your little rituals, so and knows how to tamper without messing themselves up.
I think of anyone like local who would have an interest in like the occult or a knowledge of these sort of matters.
Make a society check.
Oh no. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Another one
No,
of her
you know what?
not quite fortes.
Yeah,
So, this was a kind of an easy one because you've lived in the area for a while, and you can actually think of one person who might be interested in this type of thing. She's an old lady who's lived here for quite a long time. And she's always been seen as kind of weird, kind of kooky, kind of spooky to some of the kids. But she's definitely always been interested, and she's always worked in kind of some kind of witchcraft. You think she's always kind of been working with kind of herbs and stuff like that, and she's done this for a while to help some of the locals with some of the problems they have. Help with kind of sprained ankles, things like that. So kind of like alchemy in a way. That's kind of what she's been working with for a while. And you think she at least knows a thing or two about the occult.
So yeah, I'll relay that. I think I know someone in the kind of area who, if nothing else, might have some insight as to the local area, what might, be going on in terms of like occultism and the like. She could also be a suspect, though maybe more of another possession rather than, I think, acting of her own evil agenda, because she has just been like helping the town.
Yeah, as far as you're aware. You don't really know her personally. You just know of her.
Yeah, sort of like a local like wise woman sort of affair.
Yeah.
Could be good, could be bad, could be nothing, but she might know something.
Some lead is better than no lead.
True.
Very true.
So go ahead and lead.
Sure, if I know the way to her, I presume cottage.
Yeah, you know the way. You definitely know the way. It's something of a local legend. Something of a local legend.
We're all together right now, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Unless Tira's going to split off again.
No, I'm staying with you this time.
Good. That's probably wise.
Or I end up being the one being possessed and I am going to jail.
Who knows? So, Kia leads you all to this little cottage, kind of on the outskirts of the village. And as you come up to it, it does strike you as kind of spooky. Just a little bit spooky, just a little bit creepy. And Luna says, well, who did you
Well,
say this?
what?
Well, who did you say this woman was?
Do I know her name, or do I just know of her?
You know of her.
I don't know her personally, just a local sort of alchemist, occultist. I think might know something of the occult. She's just, the spooky, the kind of spooky old lady lives in the woods. But as far as
Luna nods to the little cottage. I would say she definitely knows something of the occult.
well, you're more of an expert than I am, so
And what do you do? Do you go up to the cottage and knock on the door?
I suppose I'll look to Luna for advice, I guess. When on the any advice on approaching?
I recommend the front door.
Fair.
Why do you say that?
Let's just say, alternate entrances didn't work out too well for me recently.
Yeah, Tyler looks at him with a puzzled look. Huh?
Okay, all three of you could have a story point. So you approach. You approach the front door. And I suppose you knock on the front door.
Yeah, there's a bell on the door. I think you can ring that.
There is a kind of a bell string. Yeah.
There you go. That's a start. You don't have to knock. Just ring the bell. Unless the bell is a big old freaking church tower bell.
Probably not.
I mean, Kia could knock, but probably better someone who can actually make nice. Does the talking. So
I thought you were trained in diplomacy. Oh wait, you're not.
explicitly not.
Oh, Felix is.
Felix is.
I feel like I'm being volunteered for something.
Volunteer, you got voluntold.
Look, I'll pull the bell, and then you can talk to the nice lady. Dong, dong.
And all of a sudden, trap door.
Well,
Something,
All right. What have I gotten myself into? Or rather, what has everyone else gotten me into?
Well, bro, what does everyone get you into on a regular basis? You've been in this campaign long enough.
All right.
Starts
What
with
did
an
the
S.
rest of the party get me into this time? I'm looking for specifics.
Oh, starts with an S. Known as shenanigans.
So you ring the bell, and a little old lady answers the door. Yes, can I help you?
I hope so. You see, we were asked to come out here to try and deal with some sort of possession. A spiritual possession. There was a little girl who was acting very not herself.
Oh dear. Is she okay?
It's that chick.
She herself is okay, but as far as we can tell, the spirit had moved on to a relative and caused him to lash out violently enough that he's killed a man he wouldn't normally have killed.
Oh dear. That's the sort of thing you don't hear about in this neck of the woods. Not every day, if not of course.
How often she goes to town?
I mean, out of character. I can imagine, since this just happened, that, like, she hasn't had an opportunity to have someone come out and need her help.
Not often.
In the last 30 hours, I think, is where we're sitting at timeline-wise right now.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
She might visit the village once a week, maybe a little less often than that, depending on... Or maybe more often than that, because she couldn't carry a whole bunch of supplies back to her hut. I don't know.
So there's a possibility that she doesn't know what the hell happened till we just gave the news. Till now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's ask her about if she knows anything about spirits and that could cause that possession, or anything about totems or possible cults around here.
Felix, do you ask this, or is this Tira asking?
I will go ahead and ask myself, because it's fair that, like, the party had a discussion beforehand of the topics we should try and figure out.
Pretty much. Should have.
So,
On the way there, we were discussing all this.
yeah.
Alright.
So,
So, Felix
asks,
oh. Yes, I have dabbled in sort of witchcraft over my long lifetime. Here and there.
yeah, we heard you've done a fair bit of good for the village on, when matters like this have occasionally come up.
I do my
Yeah,
part.
Why is this asking this question? I look at her feet to see what kind of shoes she's wearing, or if any.
Okay.
A
Make
skirt that's all the way to the floor.
Make a perception check.
Not good enough.
Might want to spend a story point. That's better. Much better. Better by 10. You think she seems to be wearing sort of like flip-flops, something like that, and you think that might be similar to what might have made the tracks, but you can't be entirely 100% sure.
Yeah, I kind of elbow Kia. So, can you look at the shoes and see it might match up with the footprints? Can you tell?
Kia would have a look. Do you want me to make a perception check as well, or
Survival.
survival? Cool.
You are reasonably sure that the kind of shoes that she's wearing matches what you believe, the type of shoes that you believe might have made those tracks.
So the party is now at reasonably confident.
So, you do a lot of alchemy. So we spend some time in the woods. Have you come across any strange totems while you've been out and about?
Make a diplomacy check.
Damn it.
Shouldn't have spoken out of turn.
Well, you know what? It's still an 18.
Here's an assist. Maybe an assist. I'm not sure where the DCs sit.
That is an assist. It'll bring it up to 20. But it's
Okay.
still not enough. Okay, that could bring it up to about 22?
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. Oh, I do like my
Hey, Luna,
strolls.
roll in too.
I do like my strolls through the woods. So pleasant.
I don't know, she's using the evil voice.
But I haven't been able to take my usual stroll through the woods lately. Not since my ankles started hurting, no. I am an old lady. And I suppose I'm getting too old for my usual strolls through the woods. It might be close to my time.
Okay, roll a perception, like insight check on that.
Sure.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Go ahead, all of you.
Where did we at?
I can see through. I can see through her bullshit.
Not me.
Tira, that is actually a critical success. So Tira, first of all, Kia, with your roll, you believe that there might have been some untruthfulness in her words, but you're not entirely 100% sure. But Tira, you believe wholeheartedly that she is definitely lying. And Felix is too distracted with the nice old lady.
Yes, I'm too distracted by the conversation.
Yeah. While I'm in the background, I'm going to tell Luna, I have a feeling that she's full of shit. And I tell Kia I had it. I tell Kia the same thing.
Luna nods.
So, Kill also sort of give an acknowledgement of that they're not really the one. Let's see where this goes, I guess.
Yep. Keep on going. Till I see diarrhea come out of her mouth.
Alright, well, I did want to inquire, since you're knowledgeable on the topics of witchcraft and such, at least a little bit, we did find some sort of totem in the little girl's basement.
In the basement, you say?
Yeah, would you know anything about that?
Make a diplomacy check.
Would a description of the totem help at all?
If you give her a description, she'll probably use it to hide it.
Do you still have a story point? Go ahead. There you go. Much better. So, Felix, so she says, I might know something about this, but I can't really say for sure. It's been so long.
When was the last time you were out in the woods?
Oh, about a week or so.
When was the last time you were in town?
About a week or so. I can't really leave my cottage.
We're going to ask others. When when does possession start? If the little girl started, and how long it obviously possession takes?
Uh-oh. Apparently we've had a computer crash from one of our players.
Uh-oh.
Dream should be back in a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by that. So she hasn't left her cottage in a week, according to her. You know, I'm gonna have to ask, just as a one-off kind of, might not actually take us anywhere, but, I... Does she have someone who helps her bring things back from the village if she spends so long between trips? Is there... Yeah. Is there somebody who comes up and helps her? I know it's a little personal, but...
Okay, so you ask her if there's anyone who helps her
On her trips to the village.
or helps bring stuff back for her. She says, why yes. A sweet little girl and her family on occasion will help me. Welcome back, Dream. Kia?
Danke.
So, this family that occasionally helps you while you're in town to get stuff back, and I don't remember off the top of my personal head, the last name of the family we've been trying to help straighten everything out for, but I mentioned that family's name, asking if it's that family.
I don't remember the name myself. I would probably have to scroll back up or something. Maybe I posted it in here. In the Discord.
I don't recall if it was ever actually rolled in the first place, but I'm willing to gloss over it for the sake of using it as a potential way to pressure the conversation. Making a guess that the family she helps, that helps her, is the one that's presently in trouble.
Doesn't seem I posted it in the, So, I would probably have to go back through the last stream. So, you tell her the name, the last name of this family that you're working with.
Definitely not Parker.
And You make me a perception check.
1 perception check. At the speed of light. I am unperceived.
No,
I perceive nothing.
she ponders. I'm not really too good with names. I'm sorry, did I get your names?
You know,
Billy Bob.
forgive my manners. I don't think I introduced myself. I am Felix.
And my name is Damara.
I turn to my companion. This is the moment where you're supposed to introduce yourself.
Luna is kind of standing off to the side, kind of out of view.
Is she in earshot?
Yeah.
I would like to have looked at her when the woman said her name tomorrow, see if Luna had any reaction to that name.
Make a perception check.
Oh shit, I just have to restart Fantasy Crown, sorry. Derp.
Derp.
All good. No rush.
Tyra gives her name. Terry? Because just have a suspicion if you gave her true name, you can have control over you.
So you say Terry is your name.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. And Kia's back.
Hello.
Fully.
Cool. It was a perception check you want?
Perception.
Oh my.
Oh.
I'll spend a hero point because
The story point.
it might be nothing, but it could also be important. So
So spend the story point. That's a bit better.
A lot better than a 1.
Hell of a lot better. From the look on Luna's face, it doesn't look like she recognizes the name.
cool.
So does Kia give her name, or does she give a fake name too?
Let's go a fake name to the spooky witch in the woods.
Well, now if we know that if Felix is the only one who has problems later.
Yep.
So you can call me Daisy.
Ah,
It's
what
the
a
first
pretty
flower.
name.
Kia, yeah, first flower that Kia looked at.
What a pretty name.
I'm guessing it was your human parent that gave you that name?
Sure. Let's go with that.
We'll go with that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Quite.
Okay. So where were we?
Introducing yourselves to a spooky witch.
We had finished that part. We were the family that helps her. So I'll ask her once more if it's the family that were
She says, I
Ben and
am
his niece.
terribly sorry. I don't know. I am so terribly bad with names. And
Believe me, I can relate.
apparently you're bad with perception checks lately.
Yep. It is what it is, though.
It is.
All right. So she reacted a little bit to the knowledge that there was a totem in somebody's basement. I don't know. I'm personally out of ideas on how to push this conversation any further forward. If either of the rest of the party wants to interject with anything else, now's a good time. Otherwise, I think it's time to politely bow out before we anger the witch in the woods.
Yeah, let's go. It's probably a wise thing too.
All right.
We already got enough cursing on us, so we don't need another one.
So
That's a good point.
as you bid farewell, what do you make of that conversation? What do you think?
She was full of shit all the way through.
That was kind
Pretty
of the
much.
consensus I was getting.
Were you? You failed your perception checks.
Second hand through my... I can read the consensus of my party.
Read the air kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Granted, I can't confirm their theories, but...
Luna, what was your read on it?
She's an old lady in the woods. That's about all I got.
I mean, it's not
She
wrong.
was, yeah, she was lying about not being out there. She was lying about being at the house, about knowing about the totem, all that other stuff. And you gave her a real name, so good luck.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Insanity. Let's see what else. Curse. Let's see what else. Well, just
I mean, it's not like your given name is your true name.
Well, as long as you don't give the full name, you'd be fine.
So, I'm going to try brushing that off as hard as I can, that I gave her my full name.
That's why I said good luck.
Good luck.
You're definitely going to need it.
Most likely.
particularly with the 0th Amendment that was invoked.
And Kia, what do you
All right.
think?
I think, sorry, I think if she isn't involved, then she definitely knows more than what she's saying. But I'd be quite surprised if she wasn't at least partly responsible for what's going on.
Hey, Luna, what's your take on all this?
I don't recognize the woman's name, so it's not anyone that I know. My take is, if she is involved, she is doing this for her own reasons. What those reasons are may be the key.
Well, there's plenty of time for part 3.
I don't know. We could ask around the village a little bit before taking another break.
Yeah, especially let's ask the family that got affected.
Well, I'll let you guys deal with the specific people. I'll see what I can find out over in the market.
Apart from her, who do I know that's been in the village the longest? I mean,
Make a society check. One of her worst rolls. Yep.
Well,
Not absolutely terrible. I mean, since you've been in the village for a while, the check is kind of easy. So, you know the town mayor's been around for a while. The town mayor is actually kind of an old guy. He's like in his late 50s or something.
Is it about the age or the witch in the woods is older than that?
The old woman is definitely a lot older. She's in her late 80s, maybe 90s. Really, really old.
So who's the oldest in the village?
Kia, you definitely think the old woman is definitely the oldest in the village.
yeah. So I think I was just trying to think of who would have known her or about her the longest, sort of maybe had a bit more of an idea of her comings and goings, or what might have changed over time. So, I'm not super up on the vibe, how I know it's not a big, massive town. What's the sort of protocol for meeting the mayor? Is it sort of you can just kind of knock on his office and be like, "Hey"?
Since it's a small village, that's kind of that's kind of about it. You can really just go up and knock on his door. Everyone knows where he lives.
And
Yeah.
some records maybe of this person?
Yeah, I may swing. Well, I'm not very good at the talkings, but it might be an idea for us to have a word with him about it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Kia voted for him.
I don't know. Have you been here long enough?
Yeah, she
Are you supposed to be a resident?
Yeah, she has.
I doubt the elections are that regular. So it's more like this, you know. He was elected, and that seems fine. I'm sure until that changes. Shrug.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell someone
every
better or
every town and village in Atlantia kind of does elections kind of differently. In Chris Village, the mayor is kind of in his post until he dies, and then a new election is held. And some
Or
other
gets
and
asked to leave,
or that
or not even. Okay.
or that in some other towns, there's a certain amount of time that they're in that post, and then a new election is held. So it varies from town to town. It varies from village to village throughout Atlantia.
so this guy's a lifer.
Yeah.
Till he died, or someone better take his place.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Kia, you know that he was elected about 4 or 5 years ago.
Cool. So yeah, so I think he might be a useful contact to maybe find out a bit more about the history of what's going on, and especially like what her deal is.
Yeah.
Or a long-held grudge against a certain family.
Maybe. So, Felix, you said you were going to go ask around in the markets, and Kia and Tira, you were going to go talk with the family some more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to get a general idea about who the woman that they were helping them with all that.
Yeah. Maybe we agree to meet up back at the mayor's sort of residence office.
sure. That sounds good.
Alright. So,
Maybe get a name of the old lady that probably gave down. See if she was lying to her about her name or not.
alright. So, Felix, as you go ask around in the markets, make me a society check. Are you trained in
I'm
that?
on it.
He
I
is
am
trained
more
in
than.
it.
Is it just trained? It is just trained.
Good, you're trained.
I'm just good at being smart.
And Felix, as you ask around in the markets, you are actually hearing from a lot of people. You're kind of picking up a lot of rumors, a lot of hearsay, and you're hearing that it seems the Magi Guard are moving up Uncle Ben's trial.
Uh-oh.
Why is that?
Because
Like
Felix, you're getting the sense that murders like this are incredibly rare in a village this small. This doesn't normally happen. This type of thing doesn't normally happen. And they kind of want to just put it to bed quickly.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, it seems the trial is being moved up to as soon as tomorrow.
Whoa, that's a little too soon. We try to figure out what the hell is that.
Well,
And-
I guess Uncle Ben's gonna die.
And that is where I am going to end this session.
The mayor must be important.
You can catch us next time in part 3 of Witch's Revenge.
No, not part 3.
Yes, part 3.
Yeah, no to part 3. Let's go 5.
I was gonna say, can't we just skip 3 and go straight to 4?
Part 3
Where-
of Witch's Revenge will be on June 4th. June 4th. Until then, see you later.